Hey guys, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to show you how to drop in the psych lights, practicals, the set mount lights, house lights, and work lights. A lot of stuff to cover, so let's get going. The first thing we're going to do is drop in our psych lights, and the one thing, let's see, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to make active our psych lights. And let's see, those are, alright, miscellaneous movers, wash fixtures. Alright, here we go. So we have two types of psych lights here, the Huey Psych and the Huey Floor. We want to use the Huey Psych lights, okay? And if you know anything about our fixtures here at Northwest, we have 3-cell psych lights. But essentially all they are 3 individual units bolted together with 3 individual power cords. So that's kind of how we're going to do it here, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to start laying these guys in, and we're going to start with making the Huey Psych light active, and coming over here to insert the lighting symbol, and come up to our 4th electric, double click, and our psych light is in. So we're gonna come up here to spotlight, add our legend, alright, so here's our first cell of the psych light. Now we need to make a 3-cell fixture, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to kind of copy this guy, drag, shift, this, and here is this. So now essentially what we have is we have our first 3-cell psych light unit, and we're gonna assign colors to these guys first. Okay, so we're gonna do red, blue, and green, and that will be our 3 primary colors. So we're gonna do Roscoe 124, Roscoe 125, and Roscoe 126. So all right, Roscoe 124. Roscoe 125 and Roscoe 126. Alright, and now we want to select both of these, and we want to change the focus to psych, and then we want to add the purpose up here, and there we go. Now we have our first set of psych lights done. Now all we need to do is copy, drag, and copy. So I have these guys selected. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit here. Okay, and now we're just going to kind of drag these down, and we're going to have 7 3-cell psych lights on here. So I'm going to put the last one out right about here. Oh, that got a little too far. Okay, just a little bit. Ooch him over just a little bit. Okay, the next guy. A little bit further. And this guy. Bring him back just a little bit. Okay, now we're going to, just like we've done all the other ones, we're going to mirror. And so we want to select our psych light, so we're going to mirror and do the command, and we should see our psych lights here in a second. There they are, and if we check, everything is located. They're all on the 4th electric. So there are our psych lights. Those are done. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add 1 set mounted light onto this plot, and where we're going to add that is into this back area here, this farthest upstage area. It's area J, and you notice we have 2 front lights here already lighting that, but because the top of this arch is going to block some of the light, we want to add in just a little more, another small fixture that we can bolt on right onto the back of the set, and that will kind of help light the rest of the area so you don't see any weird shadows. And the light I'm going to use for that is one of these little mini floods. Those are the lights we generally use for work lights, but these mini floods work really nice for places where you need to tuck a light or have something in a real tiny spot. So what we're going to do is I'm going to again make active, insert a lighting symbol. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this guy. Now it's not really a position anymore because we didn't change this into position, but we can fix that. I'm going to add him in right here and come up, and we're going to put our legend in just like we have been doing. And now what I'm going to do is I have him selected is I'm going to come up here to purpose, and I'm going to write set mount position. No, I'm sorry, this is going to be area J. Position is set mount. Color is going to be Roscoe 04 because that's what we're using for our front lights. And there we have it. There is our set mount lighting. So you don't necessarily have to have an actual honest-to-God lighting position and spotlight. Those help make hanging and focusing and doing your things in spotlight a lot easier, but you don't have to have them. So there's our set mount light for this area. Now the last items we're going to add in our practicals. And what a practical is, if you should all remember from theater fundamentals, is a practical is a triangle. And what we're going to do is we're going to insert a practicals, and if you look over here, there are these two little ovals right here. What these are wall sconces, and those are something that the scenic designer specifies in his or her ground plan, and then as electricians and designers we need to make sure that the power goes to them. So I have the practical selected, and we're just going to drop those in kind of right on top. And again, come up and do our spotlight, label legend. And again, purpose, practical, position, wall, color, no color. And that guy's done, and now we're just going to kind of slide him over. And now we have our other practical. And so now the electricians, when they see this, will say, all right, what are we wiring up? And then that's when you as a designer can say, okay, we need to do this or that, and get it done. So now we have our set mount fixtures done, we have our practicals done. Now what we're going to come in, and the psych lights, now we're going to come in and drop in our house lights. Okay, and let's see, where can we put these guys? Why don't we put them? We'll put them right across the front here. House lights, they can go in. The house lights don't necessarily need to go specifically where the house lights are going to be, but it just helps your planning. And when you start patching into the light board, if everything is in the plot, it just makes your life a little easier. And let's see, this particular theater has nine house lights. So again, we're going to make active. Insert the lighting symbol. Come up here, spotlight, label legend, assign general, okay. And again, we're going to kind of go through this and fill in the first bit. The purpose is house, position is house, color is no color. And for now, that is going to be enough for us. But what we need to do is we need to make 8. We need to make 8 more of these. We need to have 9 total. So I'm going to drag this guy here, this guy here, and then I'm going to come back, select these guys, drag them down, and we'll drag these guys down. And there we have our 9. There we have our 9 house lights. We will come in later and drop in channel information and instrument number information. But right now we have our house lights dropped in. Awesome. Now the last thing we're going to do is we are going to put in our work lights, and we are going to add in some front of house work lights, and we're going to add in some over the stage work lights. So first thing we'll do is we'll do the front of house work lights, and we're going to go into our wash fixtures and par 64s. And I'm going to start out here with a par 64 wide flood, and so we're going to make it active. Insert our lighting symbol. Let's see, there we go. And we're going to put one lighting symbol here, one work light here. Okay, and then we're going to put one lighting symbol right here. Now what I need to do again is just like we've done in everything else, is we need to add our label legends. Alright, there we go. And again, let's purpose is WRK work lights. The position is, let's see, these guys should have snapped on to the front of house. Yes, they did. Front of house 1. And this guy, for whatever reason, did not snap onto the front of house, but we can fix that. So this is something good I can show you. Here you notice on this work light over here, we come up to position, and the position is automatically dropped in. We click on this guy here, and he's not dropped in there. So what we'll do is we're just going to kind of cheat a little bit. I'm going to come up here, select front of house number 1, add this guy right here, front of house number 1, and there now he's assigned to front of house number 1. And what we want to do though is we want to add no color for our color. Alright, now I want to flop this guy over onto the other side of the pipe. And there we have our front of house work lights installed. Now we're going to come in and we're going to drop in some onstage work lights, and what we're going to use is we're going to use the mini flood fixtures that we used for our set mount light. And again, we'll come down over here, make active, insert. We're going to put one guy right here. Okay, and I'm going to come up here, put my label legend in. Okay, and we'll come over here and we're going to add in WRK for work, and color is no color. So now we have this guy. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag him over to the other side of the stage, right about there, and that guy's good. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to bring in, I'm going to copy and paste these guys from the first electric up to the third electric. Scooch these guys up just a little bit. Now you notice that these two work lights that we just added kind of get in the way of these practicals. Now I'm not going to fix that right now. I'm going to fix that. I'm going to fix that in a later video. But just needless to say that there is a way to make this better. The last work lights I'm going to put in is I'm going to copy this guy up. Let's see, I'm going to copy this guy up onto the end of the fourth electric. Right about here. You notice, yep, he's attached to the fourth electric. I'm going to slide him down. I could mirror. I'm just going to copy and paste this guy down to about here. And now we have our work lights installed. So we did this pretty quickly, but again, that's the benefit of using Vectorworks Spotlight, is we can do things really quite accurately and very quickly. We put in our practicals. Right here, we put in our set mounted lights. We put in our psych lights. We did our house lights, and we did our front of house work lights and our onstage work lights. And that's where we're at. The next video, I believe, we are going to start tightening up everything, making sure the data is entered into the plot, and the end is in sight. So what you guys can do now is either go watch the video again or try to play around with your plot just a bit.